And again, this is for people who are talking the talk but not walking the walk. Talking the talk is just absorbing. Okay, I'm just gonna binge watch spiritual content. I'm gonna scroll through social media, spiritual, 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 and then I'm gonna be like, yes, 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 I'm living this life, but you're not actually walking the walk. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mystic Temple Spirituality for a New Age. I'm Monica Bay, also known as the Divine Mother, and I am here to bring you truth. So, we're going to cut right to the chase. Today, we have a very important message for you. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and the Cosmic Collective Consciousness and the Book of Rasheeda. We have a very important message for those of you who talk the talk but don't walk the walk. Yes, I'm talking to you, right to you, okay? You know who you are. And if you are walking the walk, this message is still for you as a great reminder. So we're going to jump right into it. The Book of Rasheeda has a very, very powerful message for you, and it is as follows. I'm not here to gorge you for the right time. It's not gorging that makes the light be seen. It is forging you into your highest self where the truth can be unfolded onto your true path. Now, again, this is littered with meaning, of course, and layered with meaning, and very cryptic. This particular one is cryptic, so I'm going to break it down for you. The key word in the first sentence, I'm not here to gorge you for the right time. There's two keywords. The first keyword is the word gorge. To gorge is to fill you, to stuff you with something, to eat greedily or to fill yourself with something greedily. And it's overstuffing, right? And what is overstuffing? That means in excess. It's stuff it's not fully needed, right? For the right time. The right time is also important because they're referring to us waiting until the right time for things. I'm going to bring the sentence rather together now. So I'm not here to gorge you for the right time. I'm not here to stuff you with spiritual knowledge for the right time to be held and hoarded until the right time. And again, this is for people who are talking the talk but not walking the walk. Talking the talk is just absorbing. Okay, I'm just gonna binge watch spiritual content. I'm gonna scroll through social media, spiritual, 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 and then I'm gonna be like, yes, 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 I'm living this life, but you're not actually walking the walk. So that's what this passage is really bringing to the forefront. It's saying right in your face, okay, that stuffing yourself with spiritual content, stuffing yourself with just information and with things and consumerism, and we can talk about a whole lot of things, okay, when we're talking about gorging. But because of the rest of the sentences in this passage, it's really talking about your spirituality, but you can also take this to other things, but we're not going to go there yet. So so they're not here to gorge you, meaning that you're not supposed to be just absorbing information. You're supposed to be using the information. How many times do I tell you guys that knowledge without application is pointless? And there are a lot of spiritual people out there, and I call them pseudo spiritual because they may have all the knowledge in their head because they've been reading, they've been doing all these things, but very seldom are they actually walking the walk. We can talk a good game, but are we playing that game? Are we walking that walk? And many times the answer is no. And so if that is you, this isn't a berating of you. This is a message to wake up and stop gorging and start applying, start embodying. And an important phrase in this sentence is for the right time, because many of you are waiting for the right time. What are you waiting for? Waiting for the right time to be able to elevate, waiting for the right time to get to that next level, waiting for the right time. If I only had this more knowledge, if I only had that more knowledge, if I only did this, if I only did that, then I can start to reach. And then you do that, and then you're still waiting because you're waiting for something else. Guess what? The goalpost always moves. So you cannot wait until the right time to begin to elevate. If you are embodying the messages that you're receiving, the messages from the Book of Rasheeda, the messages that I've been giving you. And if you're in Mystic University, the messages and the lessons and everything that you're getting there, if you are actually applying them, then you start to grow in real time versus not growing, versus waiting, versus just hoarding information, scrolling through social media, receiving, 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 and never applying. So so it says, I'm not here to gorge you for the right time. Stop waiting for the right time. Stop accumulating knowledge and not using it, because that's pointless. What are you doing? So I want to be very clear that this passage is not saying, nor am I saying, do not, absorb more knowledge. That's not what we're saying. We're saying the absorption of knowledge needs to be coupled with embodiment, because if you're just absorbing knowledge, you're just gorging, and there's no benefit from gorging. It's access. You need to be using the energy, using the information, using the techniques, using all of those things, and not just using them, because it isn't just about practice. I want to be clear about that too. This isn't just about practice. This is about embodiment. So if you've been studying, for instance, just an example, if you've been studying mindfulness and you know everything about mindfulness, you can have a conversation with anyone about mindfulness, but are you actually being mindful? Are you embodying that? You know the information. You may have mindfulness practices, right? But are you mindful all the time? That's embodiment. There's a difference between practices and embodiment. Understand that. And that's what this passage is really talking about, because the Book of Rasheeda is reading you guys today, okay? So let's talk about embodiment. What is embodiment? Embodiment is actually becoming it. It's not just integrating. So integrating something, it's integrating as a part of embodiment. So you must first integrate the energy and the information or whatever it is that you are receiving. And then once it's integrated, you need to embody it. That is to become it. That is to allow it to run all the way through you and to exude from you as you move through life. So again, in the example of mindfulness, there's lots of people that talk about mindfulness all the time. But if you were to be a fly on the wall throughout the day, they're not mindful at all. They're not actually embodying the mindfulness. And they may have a mindfulness practice that they do every morning. I'm mindful for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day. But mindfulness is a lifestyle. Mindfulness, to really embody the practice and the principles. Let's focus on the principles. Okay, practices are important because this is how we physically and energetically apply things. But also, this passage is more so about the embodiment, which is living it, which is taking those principles and actually applying them to our lives. Applying the principles that I've been teaching you guys about your reactions versus responses in life. For example, how you are the light, how you are God. That energy flows through you and it is not separate from you. When you walk through life, are you really applying that in your actions and your responses? Or are you reacting as if you're not? Because many of you may be doing that. So this passage, again, is a wake-up call. It's important that you look at yourself in the mirror, like for real. Look at yourself and say, what am I actually doing? Am I embodying all the things that I profess to know about? Because again, you can know a lot of things, but that knowledge is worth nothing if you're not applying it and then embodying it, especially when it comes to spirituality. The embodiment of the knowledge that you receive and the embodiment of the principles that you believe in and that you know to be true is extremely important. And this is how we limit human suffering too, by the way. Listening and applying and embodying. Because remember, our suffering comes from the choices that we make, either our actions or inactions, or not listening to our higher self. So you may know, yes, I have all the answers inside of me. I can say, I've said that to you a million times. You may know that, but are you actually applying that? Do you go within first when you're looking for the answer to something, or do you look outward when you're looking for the answer? That's a telltale sign right now to tell you whether you're embodying that or not. Because me, I look within first, and then I look without. Okay, and now let's go to the rest of the passage. It's a long sentence, so I'm just going to read it again. It's not gorging that makes the light be seen. It is forging you into your highest self where the truth can be unfolded onto your true path. So it's not gorging that makes the light be seen. So again, you're not going to get more light out of yourself. You're not going to increase your power. You're not going to do any of these things without embodying the message. Just the gorging itself does not help the light be seen, because you can fill yourself with information as long as you want to. That's not necessarily going to further your path. That's not necessarily going to help you raise your consciousness, to help you move along and toward your purpose, if you're not embodying and taking that energy and information and doing something with it and living as it. And the next sentence where it says, it is forging you into your highest self, where the truth can be unfolded onto your true path. So the word forging is very important there, because what the Book of Rasheeda is saying here is forging you into your highest self. What is the process of forging? Through fire, through molding. Forging is molding something, is creating something. It is it is transmuting one thing and turning it into another. Forging is a creative process. So when you are moving into your highest self on your journey and on your true path, again, which is your purpose, when you're doing that, you are being forged into the person that can become that. Understand that. And gorging does not help you forge yourself. Gorging only helps you fill yourself. It doesn't help you forge yourself into the next thing. And this passage is also talking about things naturally unfolding as the truth unfolds on your path. Because if you are embodying and taking the information that you're receiving and actually applying that to your life, living that, right? You're living that, things will naturally begin to unfold because you're meant to do that. Things that you understand, things that you learn, people that you come in contact with that share information with you, that offer opportunities for enlightenment, offer opportunities for epiphanies, and life changes. If you take those opportunities, you're moving down your path. But part of that opportunity is to embody and to allow the energy to really fully integrate the information, to fully integrate within you so that you can actually use it. And then again, this is also how you become forged, because the application of the information helps to forge you into the person that you need to be in order to walk that path. You can't jump ship to your next level. You can't jump to the next chapter. You have to go through the previous chapter to get to that next chapter. And through the previous chapter is embodiment. Understand identity, especially. We have to be the person, and identity is also related to it. I'm not referring to the ego. I'm referring to a vibration. Identity in terms of a vibration. If our vibration identity does not match that which we need to become, then we're still in this thing waiting, right, until the right time. And that right time won't come if we don't embody. And this is why a lot of people find themselves on a hamster wheel. I'm doing the work, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but you're not getting anywhere. Why? Because you're not fully embodying. You need to be honest with yourself about that. You have to be honest with yourself. What are you doing in your waking life? What are your thoughts that are going through your mind? Are you reacting to things in an immature way? Are you, again, you have to be honest with yourself, because a lot of people are like, no, I'm not immature. I'm not doing that. There's a reason why I did that. If you break things down, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you break things down, a lot of times you will find, if you fit this criteria, a lot of times you will find that your responses are actually immature. And they're not responses, they're reactions. And that's a lack of emotional intelligence. That's a lack of understanding and embodying the understanding of your divinity, of self-trust, of knowing and standing firm in who you are. If you're a person who gets easily offended, you're not embodying this stuff. If you're a person who easily gets attached to things and people and things like that, you are not embodying this stuff. You have to understand, go back to all the divinity sessions, okay? One by one, and ask yourself, am I embodying this message? Am I really actually walking this in my daily life? And if the answer is no, then check yourself before you wreck yourself. You need to get it together, okay? That's why this passage is here. That's why the Book of Rasheeda is here, to help you get it together. Because I want, and so does the Cosmic Collective Consciousness want, you to actually live a happy, prosperous, but also a spiritually elevated life. It's duality, it's both. Remember, we're not all just about spirituality. We're not all in the clouds. We're also all about improving your actual life. And if you apply the things that I've taught you and the things that we've read from the Book of Rasheeda that the Cosmic Collective Consciousness has written, if you apply that stuff and embody that stuff, your life will be better. There's no question about that. Your life will be happier. You will also begin to elevate. Your soul will be happier because your soul doesn't like it when it's not progressing. I'll tell you that right now. Because you're stopping it from progressing. So, to bring everything together here, the core message here is that for those of you who just think, I'll get here if I just do this one extra thing, I'll get here if I just do this one extra thing, understand that everything you have, everything that you need in your life right now in this moment, you already have. There is no reason to wait for something. Yes, you can continue to get more information. Yes, you can, only if you're embodying it. You can continue to get more information. You can continue to absorb that. You can continue to learn. You can continue to grow through your learning. There's nothing wrong with that. But the embodiment is key. So if you are not embodying, then you're wasting your time. And that's why you're on a hamster wheel. So get off the hamster wheel, start embodying, and allow yourself to live your life. Allow the truth to be unfolded onto your true path, like the passage says. What is the truth? All of the truth of yourself, the truth that we're sharing here in Mystic Temple, the truth that the Book of Rasheeda shares with you, but also the truth that you have from within that's waiting to be shared with others and waiting to be shared with you. So if you're a person who has been learning so much and applying so much in terms of practices, but you're not actually seeing the results in your life, you're not embodying. Make sure that you begin to embody. And it's not the next thing. It's not more, 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 more. It's sit and embody. And then more, 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 more. Okay? As long as you're embodying everything, you can have as much knowledge as you want. Okay? Knowledge is great. I love knowledge. I'm a truth seeker, so I love knowledge. Okay? And I definitely absorb all day. But there's a difference between absorbing, consuming, and gorging. Okay? We don't want to gorge because gorge is just letting things sit there and access not being used. Okay? That's not a good thing. We want to use everything that we get, everything that we get. And again, I can't stress this enough, how important it is for you to actually be honest with yourself, because a lot of people don't like looking at themselves, and you don't like to admit that, no, I'm not living this life. And some of you may know that and already feel like an imposter for what you profess versus what you actually are living. And no one is saying that it's easy to embody these things, especially when it comes to a lot of the higher level principles. It's not easy. It is simple, but it's not easy all the time. So it's a process. And that's also why this passage talks about forging you. Okay? Forging is a process. It's not of a snap of a finger, black and white, you were this, now you're this. No, forging is a process of becoming. So allow yourself to become, give yourself patience in becoming, but make sure you're not shooting yourself in the foot by not actually embodying and absorbing the information that you are seeking so well and receiving. Okay, now that the universe is done yelling at you, with that being said, I'm going to now speak in the divine language and speak life and love and acceptance. And also, I'm going to speak forgiveness. I'm just receiving that right now. I'm going to speak forgiveness to yourself. Yes, and power into you right now. Okay? Zat hobikosa, lehate hobikosa. Zat hobikosa, lehate hobikosa. Pedlisi, pedlisi, pedlisi destu, pedlisi destu, pedlisi destu. Briel, briel, briel. Zat hobikosa, lehate hobikosa. Zat hobikosa tu. Eshna popoeshna sha, eshna popoeshna sha destu, destu shishen. Shishin, destu, eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha, eshna popo eshna sha. And I hope you felt all of that. And now, to end, I will say in the divine language, which essentially means peace be unto you, Zor Kumti. And I'll see you next time.
Schools say binge, call it a sign. Feast full of truth, still living on pause, waiting for someday. Breaking no laws, you say yes, 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 but nothing has changed. Same reactions, different names. Light in your head, feet still stuck. Knowledge stack high, but you rely on luck. If knowing was enough, you would be free by now. If watching was power, you would wear the crown. Stop talking and walk it, live it in your breath. Stop storing the fire. Afraid of the heat, it is not what you know, it is who you become. Truth shows up when you move as one. No more waiting, no right time. No more hiding behind another sign. Stop feeding the mind and starving the soul. If you want the light, you have to be whole. Oh, mindfulness quotes, but you still react. Say you are divine and forget that fact. Practice for minutes, ego all day. Say you trust yourself, then look away. You say I'm learning, I say prove it. Your life is the mirror, go check it. Are you responding or snapping fast? Are you present now or stuck in the past? You do not need more, you need to stand. Everything required is already in your head. Stop talking and walk it, live it in your breath. Stop storing the fire, afraid of the heat. It is not what you know, it is who you become. Truth shows up when you move as one. No more waiting, no right time. No more hiding behind another sign. Stop feeding the mind and starving the soul. If you want the light, you have to be whole. Oh, forged in motion, not fed by fear. Becoming happens when you stay here. Not perfect, not clean, but honest and real. Identity shifts when you choose to feel. No more hamster wheels, no more almost there. You do not ascend by sitting in a chair. Fire shapes steel, pressure makes form. You do not wake up, you are reborn. You do, yeah. Stop talking and walk it, live it out loud. Not someday later, but here and now. The light is not hidden, it is not delayed. It shows when your life matches what you say. No more waiting, no right time. No more searching outside the line. You are the path, you are the proof. Walk it daily, that is the truth. Peace be unto you.